Hurricane Milton and thinking of our friends in Florida.
That's right. And Jen, you just got a new update.
That's exactly right. I just got a brand new update from the National Hurricane Center. I first wanted to show you the radar really quickly. Now that we're starting to get a much better look at what the system's looking like, now that it's getting closer towards the states, our radars here along the coastline, they're able to just start picking up on some of the radar look of that. So we're starting to see some of those outer rain bands, some of those tornado warnings already beginning to fire off. And so the National Hurricane Center really not holding back on their timing. They said the time is ending now if you're going to be preparing or evacuating for Milton, now that we're already beginning to see some of those rain bands and seeing some of those impacts. Now here is the little bit of good news. Milton is continuing to weaken at this time. The sustained winds went down by 10 miles per hour at this last advisory check at 10 a.m. It just came out from the National Hurricane Center. That pressure is also increasing, and it even picked up a little bit of speed there. But again, the sustained winds currently 145 miles per hour. It's still a Category 4, and so although it's not a major improvement, it's still just a little bit of an improvement. But the main concern with Milton is really going to be that storm surge that we're going to be seeing right along the west coast there. And so regardless of what that number does say, is that those impacts will be felt by millions of people all across the central to southern Florida peninsula heading into today and heading into tomorrow. Now we're going to continue to track Milton here, continuing to update you. Taking a look at the track again, still expecting Milton to be a strong Category 3 hurricane once it gets closer towards landfall. So the National Hurricane Center does have a little bit more of that weakening just before that landfall approach, but still a major storm. This system will continue to track across central Florida, holding on to that Category 1 hurricane strength. That cone getting a little bit smaller, Tampa even slowly being taken out of it, but they will still be feeling some of those impacts, some of those rain bands as they're moving around. And then also Fort Myers really going to be feeling some of that as they're going to be located just on the right side of that system. Expecting it to push out into the Atlantic heading into next week. Now, as mentioning just in the last hour, is that dry air that's helping to weaken Milton just a little bit. And so that's why we're starting to see some of those sustained winds go down and expected to be that Cat 3 at landfall. But as mentioned, regardless of what that number says, once it makes that landfall approach, it'll still be a strong, significant and damaging system. Now, coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to be talking more about Hurricane Milton, tracking all of the impacts that we're expecting closer towards the west side there of the Florida Peninsula, and also talking more about our forecast here locally. We have sunshine, we have pleasant conditions for the next few days. I'm going to be talking all about those forecast details coming up soon. Chelsea, Joe.
Say to celebrate Halloween all month long.
That's right. So they were kind enough to drop off some of those delicious treats. Thankfully, no tricks that we're tasting right now.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting off with the Witch's Brew. Now, it is described as a bewitchingly delicious old-fashioned lemonade made with cane sugar, lemon juice, and a wicked addition of caramel apple syrup.
Vanessa, thoughts?
Sweet.
It is very sweet.
Delicious.
Yeah, I like the picture there they have with like the witch's hand and the green. So good work on their graphic design. Yes, it's exactly as described.
Yeah.
It's the lemonade with that caramel apple hint in there. So whatever you picture that is, that's to me exactly how it tastes.
I like the word hint there because to me the caramel apple, it's not overpowering. That's one thing that I was concerned about, but it is just a little subtle taste that you kind of get there at the end. If anything, it's much more lemonade heavy forward.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Lemonade forward. There
To me,
you go.
it's kind of like the lemonade hits at first, but then the aftertaste is more of like the caramel sweetness.
It's really nice. I think the kids will love it. I love it. I think it's really good. So of course you need something to go with the lemonade.
Yes.
So this is warm. What is this, Vanessa?
So they also sent us their trick or treat cookie. So it's a sweet buttery cookie sprinkled with festive orange and purple Halloween colors and a spooky cream cheese filling.
Oh,
I'm impressed with the center of it. Like it's actually quite filled. There you go.
For how thin of a cookie it is?
Yeah. There you actually quite have the filling a little bit.
Is that orange cream filling?
It's like the cream cheese. This is like pretty life-changing.
This is phenomenal.
This is a
I like
great
this.
cookie.
Yeah, if you want a cookie, or if you have kids, or even anyone like us, we all seem to love this. I think this is probably too sweet for me in general, but it is fantastic. I think my kids will go crazy for all this.
And the cookies are really good size too.
It's a great size cookie. I wonder if they're served warm. at the location.
Makes a difference.
Regardless,
Wow.
it's a great butter cookie. It's
Cookies
exactly.
look
So
good.
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now this is a bit sweet for me as well, but I would probably add just a little bit of water to just kind of like,
Oh, that's a good thought.
yeah, just kind of dilute it a little bit.
It's
but-
fun though. It's fun Halloween stuff
like
for
it,
sure.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ran to this as soon as I saw green in
know.
this jug. I'm like, what is that?
It's always fun to do something festive. So if you have a McAllister's near you, we've got one near us here in Mobile. You can visit them. These are now live if you want to order them today, and I think it wraps up on October 31.
All right.
A plus.
Oh, good.
So
Thank
you've
you,
got
McAllister's.
some time.
Yeah.
We are going to continue our sweet treats here on Studio 10 with today's What's Cooking.
It is a pumpkin fluff dip from our sister station in Birmingham. Let's check it out.